Clutch Trucker is filmed before a live and very, very furry studio audience. That's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here.
In 1/2 mile, take the exit on the right to I-70 east towards St. Louis.
St. Louis. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Been a crazy couple of days since that big ice storm and everything. Since I posted that video. I'll fill you in on some of the details on that here in a minute. Right now on my way to...
On the right to I-70 east towards St. Louis. There is currently light traffic on your route.
Boy, she's chatty. Anyway, picked up a load in Indianapolis the other day that delivered in Olathe, Kansas early this morning at 1 a.m. and I got stuck there for 8.5 hours. It's freaking ridiculous. And then left there, moved on up to a truck stop. Tiny little pilot, but I try to avoid it because it's just a complete cluster mug all the time. But they do have this fresh Mexican food inside that's just awesome. Got a couple of these shredded beef burritos with beans and rice, cheese, and
5 miles, keep left to I-35.
Anyway, sat there for a while, took Rusty out this morning, got to eat my burritos. Finally now I have another load I'm going to pick up. CF Motorsports, I had one of these, just a week or two ago, that went up to Oregon, just north of Portland. And so now I'm going back there to pick up. We've got 2 drops, one in Harrisonburg, Virginia next week, and then one, or Monday, and then one in Winchester, Virginia on Tuesday. Thought I'd show you some. A lot of people saying I want to see some more dash cam and stuff while you're driving. So thought this would be a good opportunity to show you some of that right now while we're on our way to pick up the load. Yeah, that little pilot I was at over there in Kansas City, like I say, I try to avoid it because it's just a complete cluster muck, but boy, that Mexican food was worth getting in there for that. Thought this would be a good time to show some video because we'll be driving right up through the downtown Kansas City area on our way to this CS Motorsports in Kansas City, Missouri. We're starting on the Kansas side. At least the weather's better. The truck's actually saying it's 54 degrees, so I saw a whole bunch of the ice and stuff falling off of this thing. I was probably carrying 2,000 pounds of ice on this truck and trailer after that whole ice storm and everything. Ice and snow, and hopefully I think it's actually going to all melt off today. That's amazing. It's a beautiful thing, baby. Thank you. Well, they're doing something up here in the lane. Wow, there's tons of emergency vehicles up on that bridge. Is that the bridge I'm going across? I don't think so. Something major happened right up there. Look at all those fire trucks and everything. Oh, I can see there's a piece of the top of a truck behind that fire truck. Must have crashed into the wall there. It's behind that fire truck. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do some zoom and slow-mo. Wow. Oh, and the trailer's flipped over, and I could see as I was driving by. That's the section of 70 that turns real sharp right there after you cross the river, and obviously somebody didn't slow down enough. Like I say, the weather's perfect today. There's assholes and idiots everywhere, you know? It's driving too fast. Alright, just getting up here to CF Motorsports. I picked up here, probably
Right
3 or
on
4 times
Executive
before.
Drive.
I just picked up here a couple of weeks ago a load of ATVs. That one that I brought up to St. Helens, Oregon. And it's right
Driving
here.
at 6600 Executive Drive on the left.
Thank you, Garmin. Alright, so just here on the left. I think I'll go in the second entrance since he's backing in there.
To right 2 left on North Antioch Road in Kansas City, Missouri.
And then go get all checked in.
One mile, turn right on Universal Avenue.
See all these containers in here. They usually, the ATVs come in on the ships and barges. They bring them to this warehouse and then they load them on the trucks.
Turn left, then take the first right.
And then we take them from there to their final destination, which are usually ATV stores. We've got 2 stops, like I say, on this load. Alright, just got checked in. They want me to slide my tandems back. So, those of you not familiar with trucking have no idea what that means. The rear set of axles on a trailer can move forward and back. They want them all the way back, so when they're coming off of the dock out of the warehouse, then the wheels are right there at the very back of the trailer when they load these things. So I thought it's a good opportunity to show you how we do that. Okay, so the trailer tandems are back here. Some have an air release, some have a handle. I have a handle, which is down here underneath. If I grab that, I need to use both hands. Alright, that handle's pulled out and locked into place there. And you see all those little holes. And you can see right here, there's a pin sticking through that hole. Once I wiggle it a little bit, that pin's going to pop in. And then we're going to slide all the way back. Let me open the doors now. I keep a ladder on the door in my trailer because it's mine and I can. There's the inside of the trailer. There's my Watch Clutch Trucker on YouTube sign on my left door. Open that one. A little hole down there, you see. It's got a thing sticking out. I take this piece of chain and stick it over that. I don't know if you can see that, so holds the door open. Alright, now we'll slide the tandems. Alrighty, just slid the tandems. I've got a separate brake that puts the brakes on for the trailer only. It's called the trolley brake. And so now you can see the tires were up there, just behind my skirt. Now both axles are way back down there. There's my handle sticking out. And you can see there's all those holes. I was able to move down. You can see that pin right there. Now I'm going to release the handle and the pin comes through. So it holds it in place. That's how those work. Some have an air release one. Mine's a manual one. Alright, I've slid my tandems. Doors are open. They told me to hit dock 14. So we're looking, backing up here. I can see there's 10, 11. I think I'm going to turn this around. It's going to be easier. Alright, set up as best I can to back into this thing. This is where I really like having the spinner knob. Of course, they put a trailer right up there where we need to maneuver. A lot of times you don't hit it the first time. Try this again. It's all in the setup. That's one of the hardest things to learn in trucking, is backing these things into a door. Alright, there's that damn other trailer in the way. Hopefully I have enough room to swing this time. Kind of. Kind of lined up for door 14. Straighten her out. They never give us enough room to maneuver in these places. Never, ever, ever. Okay. Back around. Bumped the dock, pull all our brakes, truck and trailer, and then we're good. Drop my wheel. Those of you who have trouble parking a car in a grocery store or a parking space or a mall parking space, just try to do something that's 75 feet long and bends in the middle. Hell. Been doing this 10 years, so, you know, that took just 2 tries to set it up. That's usually about what it takes, 1 to 2 tries. When I first started out, that probably would have taken me a half hour to get to this frickin' door. Just thought I'd show the view in my mirror there, so you can see there's the dock door back there. As I'm looking down, if you look down my other side, so you can see. So inside that little piece of rubber on each side, that's what we were aiming for. Yep. Okay, I had to make sure I got the pre-shot here, because while I'm sitting here still getting loaded in Kansas City, Missouri, and I found a PetSmart in Sedalia, Missouri tomorrow that I can get an appointment at for 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. So guess what? You're getting groomed tomorrow, buddy. He's gonna be a purty dog tomorrow. Finally, oh, he is so past grooming time. Look at this poor guy. He's gonna look like a completely different dog tomorrow. So I thought we'd get some more video of Rusty right now. Well, I thought that'd be fun to start off the video with a little POV and some driving dash cam stuff, just as I was on my way over to that pickup in Kansas City, Missouri, of the load of ATVs. Anyway, a little back history as we drop back, you know, because my last video was all the nastiness and the bad weather and the snow and all that. I want to touch on a few things since I've gotten a ton of comments about all that. And a few people say, well, why the hell were you out there if you're complaining how bad it was? Well, remember, I got stopped. It was like 4 p.m. The roads weren't all that bad. Somebody's honking. And then we got stopped for that accident and had to sit there for 2 hours. Well, now it's dark. Now the ice is showing up. And now my main goal was to get off the road, and I knew there was going to be no place to park after that backup, so that's why I reserved the spot at the Petro, hoping you know, they'd still get me in somewhere, and they did. They were really cool about it. So that's why I kept going, all right? So for those of you saying, well, you're being a jerk for staying, got off the road to a safe place where I knew I could park as soon as I could, okay? A lot of other questions. People kept saying, what dash cam am I using? And I've touched on this in a lot of my other videos, and I keep meaning to do an update of that dash cam video because that was one of my first ones. And I've had this thing for almost 3 years now, sitting up there in the window, and I've been really impressed with it. As far as dash cams go, truckers don't get one at a truck stop. They all suck. Garmin can't make a dash cam to save their life. I've gone through 3 or 4 different Garmins. None of them lasted more than 6 months. I've tried a couple of the Rand McNallys. One of them didn't even make it a day. All right, so they're trash. The Cobra one, forget about it. Uniden, anything you can buy at a truck stop is just garbage. You got to get one from like Best Buy or Amazon. That's where I got the Rexing. That one is the Rexing V1 Generation 3. It's about $129, $139 off Amazon or Best Buy. And you can pay another $29 for the extra little GPS thing you put down on your dash that plugs into it. So that'll always mark your location, your speed, and all that good stuff, which you need to have in there. So if you're ever in a wreck, you can show, hey, this is the speed I was going, and this is where I was, and yada, yada, yada. So there you go. Like I say, the one thing I love about the wreck scene, as you can see on that other video, the night resolution is really, really good. And that seems to be the worst thing about the dash cams, is their night resolution is just terrible. And this one was really, really good. I can say I did like the Garmin 65W I had. It's just I wish it would have lasted, because it was a tiny little thing that I put up there and worked great, transferred files easily, but it burned up, and then it just kept restarting. Garmin can't seem to make a dash cam that doesn't overheat and then burn itself up, and that's their problem. I like the Garmin GPSs, but their dash cams, I'm sorry, they suck. Okay, so then after, being in York, then on Tuesday I made it down to close to where I was going to deliver in Indianapolis. I stayed at the Whitestown TA, just up there on I-65. Delivered the next day. They didn't even give me any crap about being 2 days late, which was nice. Did take them about 2.5 hours to get me unloaded, but that's, what are you going to do? Then went over and picked up another load of, it said water, at Pepsi in Indianapolis. Turned out to be like Gatorade. It was supposed to deliver the next morning at 4 a.m., and I'm already having to kind of work more hours around and shift some things. Then, of course, it starts snowing while I'm there, and it's a real wet snow, and there was no snow in Indianapolis at the time. And I'm just trying to drive, after I got loaded, drive down to the TA in Clayton, Indiana, and as I'm trying to get there, cars are sliding around. I'm hearing on the CBO, there's backup, because now everyone's sliding off the road, and I parked there at the Clayton TA, and I reserved a spot. And I tell you, the parking lot was even nasty. And that's where I said, because a lot of people were saying, well, why were you driving out there when you know the conditions are that bad? Okay, well, this is a perfect example of how I was parked, and I needed to leave a few hours later to make my delivery for 4 a.m. the next morning, the way it was originally scheduled. And I just said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting out there again. I'm tired of almost dying. That last trip was the load from hell, and I was tired of almost going off the road and dealing with closures and everything else. So I said, no, screw it. I'm staying here. This will have to be rescheduled. And so the next day morning, I called him and said, yeah, you need to get this rescheduled because I'm not there. And then, so I had it rescheduled for the next day at 1 a.m. Well, that's where all the trouble started. So I thought I was doing great by getting there early this morning, 12:45, 15 minutes early. Found a lot of times at grocery warehouses, it doesn't really count to get there too much earlier, because a lot of times they'll turn you away. They won't let you stay there. So, and this place, this is an Aldi, A-L-D-I, a grocery store that's in like the Midwest and some of the Northeast. We don't have them out in Cheyenne and stuff. We just have like a King Soopers, which is a Kroger. And Kroger, by the way, don't even get me started on Kroger. Anyway, so get off the exit and go down the little highway to get to the place. It's still 3/4 of a mile down the road, and it's just lined up with trucks. 3/4 of a mile worth of trucks waiting all to get in. I knew it was trouble. This is why I don't tend to do grocery warehouse stuff very much. Luckily, with a dry van, a lot of times I'm carrying, like ATVs. I'm carrying machine parts and stuff like that, where usually you're in and out real quick, which is nice. Well, I used to do reefer, and for those of you that doesn't mean I used to smoke the reefer, man. Well, like, check it out, look at the lights. No, reefer means refrigerated trailers. Okay, I used to haul those around, which means you're mainly carrying food, some sort of food product, and you're going to grocery warehouses, which are notorious for hanging you up like 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, even 14 hours, and just wasting all your time. And you can't make money that way, because as we always say in this business, if the wheels ain't turning, I ain't earning. So anymore, I just hate it when I have to go to grocery warehouses, because, like I say, they tend to hold you up forever. And there's something called lumpers, and a lot of you outside of the trucking industry may have no idea what a lumper is. It's somebody who unloads the trucks. And grocery warehouses tend to always have these lumper companies. One of them is called Capstone, or as I call them, Crapstone. They're one of the worst out there. And you have to pay them to unload your truck for you. And usually they won't let you do it. I've done it in some places on my own, but a lot of times they have rules where you can't, for one reason or another, you can't do it. Luckily, the broker pays for that, but it's just another thing to slow things down. It's a giant pain in the ass. Like if you go to a Costco They don't have the lumpers there. It's all in-house. Walmart's the same way. It's all in-house. You just bink, bink, you're in and out. But these grocery warehouses, I just hate them. And when I saw that line of trucks, I knew I was in for a world of hurt. Didn't get up to the guard shack. I got there 12:45 a.m. Didn't get up to the guard shack till 3:30 in the morning. Then they made me wait another hour before they put me into a door. Only took them about an hour to get me unloaded once they put me in the door at 4:30, but then I was done at 5:30 and empty, pulled out of the door, and now I'm waiting for them to call me back and tell me to come in and pay my fee and pick up my paperwork. Took them another 3.5 hours after that. I was there a total of 8.5 hours. Not happy, Bob. That's why I hate grocery warehouses, and I told the guard shack on the way out, I am never coming here again. Never. You're on my list. And what really pisses me off is after I was done, I went past the guard shack and got out. I'm just trying to organize my paperwork and just stopped a little bit past that. Then the guard comes out in her little car and says, "You need to leave. You can't stay here." And I'm like, "Ho, ho, ho, no. You're going to hold my ass. You're going to hold me hostage for 8.5 hours. You can give me 10 freaking minutes to sit here and get my crap together. So go away, little girl. Go." That crap just really chaps my ass. And now I'm going to get comments from people saying, "Boy, you're such a little whiny bitch." Whenever I complain about something like that, that's all you do is whine and complain. Then don't watch my videos if you don't like that. Go away, little girl. Anyway, that just really hacks me off because you're going to hold me hostage for 8.5 hours. And then you're going to say, "Well, it's our policy. You can't be on the property." It's like, yeah, it's my... And my wife has a great expression. She said to somebody one time, "My policy is not to punch people in the face, but I think I'm willing to bend that today." Oh, it's like, no. You didn't honor my appointment time of 1 a.m. You held me up for 8.5 hours. So I think if you can break the rules, I can bend them just a little bit here and sit for 10 minutes while I get all my paperwork together and get everything organized. You jackwagons. So anyway, that's about enough for this video because we kind of got a little bit of everything. I wanted to show the dash cam stuff earlier, show sliding the Tandems since I had an opportunity to do that. So then I picked up those ATVs, deliver on Monday in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and then Tuesday in Winchester, Virginia. So it's going to be a pretty easy run. It's about 1,000 miles and it pays really well. $37.50 is what it's paying. So, like, hello. Yeah, I'll take that. That'll be a good weekend. I'm going to get Rusty groomed. I have extra time to play with, so even if I run into bad weather on this run, I can juggle things around. I can manipulate. I can make it happen. I won't be so much under the gun like I was on that load all the way from Vancouver, Washington, down to Indianapolis. So, going to be a little bit easier to deal with. Yeah, I'll have extra time on this run. So as we always say in my family, we love to quote movies, and we do that all the time. So to quote The Incredibles, I got time. Well, we hope you enjoyed that dash cam stuff, some updates and all that. And, yep, heading down to Virginia. Well, it's kind of down and across. But anyway, load of ATV should be a pretty good load. So pays really well, so we're happy about that. And we'll do another video real soon. Maybe tomorrow night. What do you think? Because we got to show the groomed Rusty, right? Because he's going to be all clean and purty. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. As always, please like and comment if you would like to. Ring the bell for notifications so you know when new videos and everything comes out, or you'll know if I go live, since now I know how to do that. Done it a couple of times. Let's see. Don't forget our Instagram and Twitter. I try to do more daily updates on that. This week I kind of fell off the pace, but try to do little short vignette things on those, so check those out. Clutch Trucker at Instagram, Clutch Trucker at Twitter. And if you want to support the channel, Coffee and Patreon are down there. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Honey, where is my super suit?